Achievements made easy. Lag walkthroughs. Hello there, folks. Welcome back to part 8 of our Stranger Things 3 the game achievement walkthrough. We've moved into chapter 7. Not a whole lot to do left. Really, we have the 30 minutes or less quest, our gnomes, and the story, but we're going to be focusing almost entirely on the story in this section. Again, longer story sections, but not a whole lot else going on. Excuse me. Go ahead and exit the basement to the southwest. Use the vending machine at the pool if you need to heal. Otherwise, head to the world map, and we're going to head to Hopper's cabin. If you didn't already get the chest over down there, feel free to open the Joyce door and get it. But if not, head into the cabin. I recommend running around to start here and destroying all the items and picking up everything on the ground. When you're ready, switch over to Will and interact with the TV. Again, just like before, we're going to have a specific path that we need to take. But we're going to switch over to Will as our partner with 11. Head northeast and you'll find a first aid kit on the ground. If you need it, use it, because you won't come back here. You're going to have some combined goo piles above you and regular goo piles. Go ahead and just destroy all of them and continue to the north. More will spawn, but you don't really have to fight any of them. I recommend just skipping past them. And run over to Billy over here. Talk to him, and that will transport you to the next area. You might take a little bit of damage, but don't worry about it. Walking north and to the northeast, you can ignore the enemies if you want. There is a first aid kit to our north. You can grab if you need it. And once you get past the umbrellas here, head northeast to reach Billy and his mom. Talk to Billy, and you'll be moved on to another different memory. This time you're going to head kind of south, and then when you get to Billy and Max, head south some more, and then to the east. And you'll eventually reach a door over here. Talk to the trucker, or walk nearby them. There is another first aid kit over here if you need to grab it. Go beyond the door and head further to the northeast to reach Billy. Once you approach Billy, you're going to have a little scene here. Just destroy things for a little bit, but eventually the enemies stop attacking you and are invulnerable, and you just have to wait it out. You will spawn back into the cabin. Right away, switch to Max and use her medic. You're gonna want to keep Max out with you, so switch to your other character and change them to Will. You can also use 11 for this fight if you want to go make her trinket to make her special only cost 1 energy. Feel free to try that out. Just keep that in mind. If you do that and use 11 here, you're going to have to probably grind some money out at the end to make the other trinkets that we need. Again, I recommend running outside. Be careful, though. Well, there will be goo enemies everywhere. Go around to the back of the house, and you're going to see a bunch of wood piles back here. This isn't as important to do on this difficulty as it is on permadeath, but we want to pick up as many of the wood piles as we can. Once you have the wood piles from behind the house, go back inside and walk up to the 3 windows and interact with them to barricade them. That uses up wood from your inventory every time you do. I think it's 2 planks each time. We're now going, excuse me, to have the boss fight. So the boss fight is fairly difficult, and it can be overwhelming on the harder permadeath difficulty. On this one, not so much. We shouldn't have too much trouble. But on permadeath, it can you can die here fairly easily. You're gonna run up to the couch and interact with it, and what's going to happen is tentacles are going to break through the barricaded windows. You're going to want to shoot the tentacles until they go back in, uh, out through the window. Then you're going to want to barricade the window again. And what's going to happen is tentacles are going to attack through the ceiling, and you're going to have to run around to avoid them. They will also start spawning wood piles and smaller enemies, and that is the essence of this entire boss fight. More tentacles are going to pop in, more enemies are going to pop in, the tentacles that attack through the ceiling will start attacking at a faster pace, and you're going to have to keep collecting wood planks to barricade the windows throughout the entire fight. That's the basis of this fight. If you need more information, I recommend just watching how I handle the fight. Use the medic skill from Max and use your med kits if you need it. You can always buy new ones. But when you're ready, hit barricade the door and watch for where the first tentacle comes through. Once it does, just wreck it. Then walk to where it was, press A to barricade the door. Make sure you are running around to grab more wood from the piles. You have about 6 or 8 attacks through the ceiling before the next tentacle round comes through. And then you want to just repeat the process over and over. Make sure you are barricading the windows after the tentacle retreats. Watch your partner's health, of course. Use medkits as needed. Once that final phase is over, a scene will trigger indicating you finished the fight, and that will spawn you outside of the cabin and an achievement will pop. It's kind of a weird transition how that fight ends. That's going to unlock the Bite achievement, number 26 of 31 for 15G, getting us to 690 out of 1,000. There may be some fertilizer bags that spawned out here. I think that's a byproduct of some of the enemies you may have killed out here, but it could be from the boss fight as well. If there's anything you may have noticed on the ground in here, you can come in and see if it's still there, but I don't think it survives that. Regardless, switch back to Max and Will as your mains, and we can exit back to the world map. If you do need to recover health, medkits, coke, whatever, do what you need to, and head to an area with a vending machine, because the next spot we're going does not have one. I can't remember which place is the fastest to reach a vending machine. Probably Melvald's, honestly. Even though you have to go in through the suburbs, it might be the fastest way to get to a vending machine. Regardless, use one of them. Oh, actually the hospital is the fastest. Head to the hospital if you need to use a vending machine, because it's right in the lobby there. But once you're done, we're going to head to Hawkins Fair. We need to get a ton of tickets, I think over 20 overall, so we got to do a couple of miscellaneous tasks as we go through. Walk in and go past Murray and Alexei and turn right into a parking lot to a red convertible here and talk to the guy. Tell me more. He lost his key and he'll give us some tickets if we find it. Head straight right, and when you reach this picnic bench there, head southeast to find a path into the woods and find his keys that are somehow out here. Go ahead and pick them up and return to him, and he'll give us 5 tickets. Head straight north from this dude. You'll see this yellow booth here. We're going to go around it. Don't go inside it yet. Follow it all the way and follow the woods to the southwest, and you'll eventually see a path that breaks off to the northwest. Go ahead and follow it, and you're going to run into a gnome. Number 34 of 50, Gunther. Number 45 in the game. Now return back to that yellow booth that we were at, and we're going to walk inside. As we walk inside, we got a little dialogue that we're going to have to go through. Don't spam through it. We have to choose specific options. So just slowly press A through the dialogue. We're going to choose there's been a misunderstanding, and then choose 136.7 pounds. And that gives us 3 tickets. There's one more on the ground here that we're going to pick up. That gets us to 9. Exit the booth and turn southeast. Follow the path here past this dude and take a northeast turn around this picket fence and back into the woods. There are a ton of goo enemies back here, so melt them if you need to, but hang right and kind of stay to the south here. You're going to have to kill some of the enemies, but you can avoid a good number of them just by staying to the south. Follow this southeast path further into the woods, and you're going to run into a chest with a bunch of tickets. I think there's 2 in it. That'll get us to 11, which is enough to get a gnome. So return all the way back through the woods to the fairgrounds. Go past the picket fence here. And once you rejoin the path by the flagpole, head southeast, and then head northeast here and talk to this guy. He wants 10 tickets to see the world's smallest man. So pay the tickets, go inside, and pick up gnome number 35 of 50, Coleman. The game marks them as number 47. Unfortunately, we need 10 tickets to get into the funhouse, so we have to play one of the 2 games. You can play whack-a-mole up here, but I prefer the shooting gallery, which is over here. You're just going to have to aim at the targets that pop up. The bad news is it costs $5 a pop, and you can't get more than 5 tickets per run no matter how good you do. I think the best I've ever done is 18. It doesn't really matter. I think as long as you hit 5 targets, you're going to get 5 tickets. But I'm not sure exactly what the payout scale is. So just try to do your best. If you have to grind out some money to keep playing, unfortunately you have to. This is required for the story. So interact with this dude, press yes, and now you just shoot the targets. So you just keep aiming at wherever the snowman head is. Doesn't even tell you how many you got. But we need to do it one more time. I actually don't know if there's any penalty for shooting the wrong thing. We're gonna find out. Yeah, I got 5 tickets. I don't even know what I think I shot the wrong thing more often than the right. But that should give you 11 tickets, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner. We only need 10. So with our tickets in hand, head southwest back towards the entrance. When you get here, talk to the mayor behind the, velvet rope there. He's going to run away. we got to talk to this guy here, and he'll tell us we need tickets to get into the funhouse. Then we're going to talk to him again. Hit yes, here you go, and Alexi meets his end. With that done, we can switch back to Will and head inside the funhouse. The funhouse is not so fun, really. It's actually very simple, but some of the floors can be confusing to figure out on your own. Luckily, I am here to tell you exactly where you need to go. So follow along with me. We're going to head southeast first, then head to the northeast. You can just follow the Russian on this floor, too. Kill the electric thrower here, then head to the southeast. Head northeast here, but in this next room, you're going to stop. You can kill the 2 enemies so you're safe, but don't choose a direction yet. Head to the southeast into this little room, and you're going to find a gnome back here. This is number 36 / or number 48 in the game. Exit back into this previous room, and you're going to head northeast. Then head northwest. Ooh, he dropped a chest protector. And then head northwest again to finish the floor. This will bring us to Funhouse Floor 2. This is very easy if you know the path. If you don't, it's very confusing. So go southeast first, head southeast again, head northeast, and you're at the exit. Head northwest to a wooden door. There's an enemy and a first aid kit in here, if you do need the first aid kit. Then leave the room and go to the southwest door to find an item crate. Exit to the northeast, and then to the northeast again to reach Funhouse Floor 3. Another maze floor. If you want to figure it out for yourself, the solution is to the southeast here, and there is an item chest in here, so we're going to go inside. Switch to 11. The path to get through the maze is on the floor here, but you can also just destroy all the boxes for any collectibles or money or whatnot. Then open the chest, and we're going to return back to that initial room. I recommend having Will out, though, for attacking purposes. So back in this previous room, exit to the northeast, then the northwest. Exit to the northeast twice, so once, and then twice. Exit to the southeast. Exit to the northeast, but we're going to destroy all the boxes here. Then exit to the southeast, and there's only one path to the northeast to exit, and that brings us to the 4th floor. First, go northwest, kill the enemy, and exit to the northwest. Immediately exit back to the southeast to find a hack chest. Switch back to Will, and then exit northwest again. You're going to follow this hallway all the way around, killing the enemies. Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. Kill the Russian, and you have a fork here. The northwest has 2 enemies that have a chest in it. I'm thinking of the next floor. That is my bad. Open the chest. Get whatever you get out of it. Head to the southwest to get a Funhouse keycard in here, and then exit to the northeast through the yellow door to reach the floor exit, bringing you to floor 5. There is another gnome here, but this is a somewhat confusing floor. So exit to the southeast, and you're going to kill the 2 enemies here. Exit southeast again, and kill 2 more enemies, just so they don't interrupt you. And then interact with the clown face on the northeast wall. We have to answer the 4 trivia questions right on this floor to get the exit open. So choose 5 for the answer for this one. Then exit to the northwest twice to return to the original room we came in. To get the gnome, exit to the northwest. Then turn around and go back to the southeast. This is gnome number 37 of 50, Freddy, or number 49 in the game. Exit northwest back into the room and kill the enemy if you didn't. Exit southwest for a first aid kit and another clown face we need to interact with. I'm going to grab the first aid kit because we are not coming back here. So interact with the clown face, and the answer to this one is 2. Exit back to the northeast, and then exit northwest to a tunnel that you're going to follow around. This is the tunnel I was thinking of on the previous floor. In the orange room, kill all the enemies, and there's going to be a clown face on the northeast wall. Go ahead and interact with it, and choose 10 as the answer. The northwest hackpad door has 2 enemies and a chest back here. Once you're done, we're going to return to the southeast. There should be 2 more enemies for you to kill here. And then interact with the clown face and choose number 5. There are a bunch of first aid kits beyond this joy store, but there's also more in the next room to the southeast behind this joy store if you need them. I think there's 3 in total. There might be an enemy in one of those. I can't remember off the top of my head. If you walk into this room and all 4 of these lights are lit, you answered the questions correctly. You can interact with the clown face on the wall here, and it will open the exit door for you to quit. If you didn't get all the questions right, you can exit back to the first room using this one, and it'll bring you back to the very first room, and you can go back through and choose the correct answers. But if you followed along with me, you should have got them right anyways. This will bring us to the final floor. Walk forward for a quick little scene, and then we're going to have to walk to the northeast. We're going to get ambushed, and Will's going to melt everything. Walk east so that the pillar protects you a little bit. If you do get all of the machine gun enemies attacking you at the same time, your health can melt pretty quickly. So just use the pillar as color, kill everything, and then exit to the northwest. This brings you outside, and you're going to walk south towards the exit to the southwest and talk to the mayor. That will finish the fairground quest and bring us back to the mall for the final chapter. This is the only chapter we don't get brought back to Mike's basement. We spawn inside the mall. But that's the end of Chapter 7. We've moved on to the final chapter now, and I will see you guys in Part 8. Or Part 9 in Chapter 8.